Today's a day of discovery.
Certainly is. I just heard a goose honk.
I did too.
What a way to start the morning. Either way, good morning, everybody. It is early. It is dark. Just packed up the truck. Got everything we need to get going to the dove fields. And these are public dove fields today. Gonna be trying something new. And I say we because not just me. Dad's coming with me, well, if he ever shows up into the frame. But we are loaded down with everything. We got seats, we got dove decoys, we got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And we're trying something new today. Something very, very new. Brand new wildlife management area that we've never been to. One of these state managed fields. And I'll have more on that later, but for right now, it is just after 4:07. And we're gonna get going, and I'll get back with you. Okay, just filled up with gas, hopping back into the truck. Light's terrible. Got drinks, got snacks, and best of all, me being the car nerd that I am, there's a little bit of a bonus this morning. Over there is an authentic right-hand drive. A Japanese market RX-7. Very nice. Time to get back on the road. We have made it to the public hunting land, the wildlife management area. It is currently 5:49, and we got until 6:44 is the beginning of legal shooting. So I'm gonna be heading out there, got a couple hundred yards to carry the gear, then we're gonna get set up and gonna get the dove decoys out, get the spinners set up, and kind of get things settled. And once they're shooting light, if things slow down, I'll bring you back and show you what we're doing. Okay, we are in the field. Me, of course, Dad, don't know if you can see him. There's a truck in that parking lot down there, so we're a couple hundred yards away from the parking area. Didn't want to walk too much farther than that because we have a whole bunch of gear today. We've set out 2.5 dozen decoys, plus 3 mojos, 2 doves and a pigeon mojo, just because we had it. And we have 24 minutes currently until legal shooting light. So here in about 15 minutes or so, I will hop out, turn on the mojos, and at this point we're just going to be sitting back in the brush here, right on the edge of a tilled, managed field that's actually here on this wildlife management area. And at this point, just going to enjoy the day. Don't know how active the doves are here. Again, we came in here totally blind. Just looked it up on onX Maps and decided, you know what, let's see what happens. So this was a full send into the blind today. And I'm actually feeling pretty positive. Hopeful for sure, because if nothing else, we get to spend time out here. And it's I can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday. It is the opening day of the early segment of Virginia waterfowl season. It's Columbus Day weekend. It's the Saturday the 9th. And I got a good feeling. Well, it's 6:44. Don't know if it'll focus on that. Yeah, there we go. And that means it is officially shooting light. I'm going to turn off the big light on this camera. I just turned on the mojos and I've already seen a dove come bombing in here, so this has potential. I'm going to pop on the GoPro, see if I can get any shots. Otherwise, I will check back in when something cool happens. It is a gorgeous morning. And we're right here on the edge of a cut field. Let me turn you around and show you what's going on. So, off in that direction, there's another road that kind of cuts off there. Right here, that's the pigeon mojo, dove mojo, couple dove decoys spread out here and there. And there's the third dove mojo, or the second dove mojo, so the third mojo in total. And that's the far end of the field. It's kind of foggy in here this morning. And so there's Dad doing his thing over there. He's shooting down the left side. And I have all of the right side. You always want to make sure you know who's shooting in what direction. Just for safety's sake, you want to make sure everything is 100% safe when you're out here, as safe as possible. And on that note, probably about 10 minutes ago, that field that goes off in the corner there, that little 2-lane dirt track, looked like there was a father and son that were heading into the woods that way. So you got to be careful shooting in that direction, or shooting birds in that direction. So not a lot going on. Haven't seen anything come bombing in here since that first one. But the day is very young. Got a beautiful peachy color to that sunrise over there. It should be mostly cloudy to overcast for the better part of the day, which I'm excited about, because that'll give you a good silhouette to shoot. Let me clean the lens. Yeah, it's fogging up here because there's a lot of moisture in the air. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm excited about the overcast is going to be coming in for the day, which is going to make it a lot easier to silhouette a dove against the sky to get a good shot. And you want to be squinting into the sun, because I don't have any sunglasses. I didn't bring any shooting glasses today because I'm just out here to see what happens. Man, that's a pretty sunrise. That is a pretty sunrise. Say hi to everybody, Dad. Dead-Eye Dan himself. Man, that's a good sign. We just had a hawk or a little falcon came ripping in here. I guess it saw the mojos there. It came right over, right in between Dad and myself. That was pretty cool. So at least we know they can be seen, which is the whole reason you have the mojos. Well, it helps if I'm recording. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't know if you can hear it over the din of the bush crickets and the blue jays. About 30 or 40 yards behind me, I can hear a squirrel gnawing on a hickory nut. And of course, being that it is still squirrel season, if I see one come close enough out in this field, it is still fair game. So I might be able to pick up a bonus tree rodent to go along with any doves that we may harvest today. All kinds of opportunities. About 15 yards of that first section of uncut. Looks like Timothy grass or something. I think it's Timothy grass. Let me zoom in. Yeah. So they plant a whole field at the beginning of the season, and then they cut rows, lanes down it. So there's tilled up spot like this, row of grass, tilled up spot, row of grass. See it farther over that direction. That kind of what I'm talking about there. So it's a pretty neat little place. Bunch of blue jays flying. Blue jays and crows. Big crow up there. Never taken a crow, but I ain't above it. I'll shoot a crow. I've never eaten one. Could be good, could be terrible. I don't know. There's another crow coming off to the left here. No, that's a buzzard. That's too big to be a crow. So you can harvest crows, but you can't harvest ravens. That was a big crow. He just called. That squirrel behind me is driving me nuts. I got half a mind to throw in some number 6s or number 4s and go try and find them. Sounded like somebody just harvested a squirrel or two back behind us. Maybe the sound will get things moving. Well, it's about 8 o'clock-ish. 8:09. And there has not been a single dove fly over here. I've seen 2 hawks, a bunch of crows, and a metric ton of blue jays. So I decided to take advantage of what I was hearing, curled back into the woods a little bit behind myself, and boom, bushy tail. Got myself another squirrel for the dinner table. This one was kind of how I like to hunt him. This was a 100% pure spot and stalk. I can't say a bad thing. I had eyes on a second one, but that one was smart enough to evade me. It was up in a treetop and jumped between a couple different branches, and I lost him. So it's all good. Scratch one bushy tail. Let's go see what's next up on the docket. We're gonna pick up and move. Dad's starting to pick up decoys. I'm gonna join him. We're gonna clean up, and we're gonna make a move to another spot here on the the wildlife management area. Another dove field that's closer to an edge with crop fields nearby, and also a little water source nearby. So remember what I said about looking for game. You'll want to find water, so that's where we're headed. So we'll get cleaned up, and I'll get back with you once we make our move. Okay, it is 10:12, so let's give you a 10:15 update. Short story, not much happening. Moved into another section of field. It goes kind of off that direction. That area goes off probably about 150 yards, and then that direction over there is a bit of a parking area. I'm kind of just underneath a clump of sumacs and raspberries that's out smack in the middle of this three-way kind of convergence. You could probably hear them. The only thing flying today at all are blue jays. That's it. Like, seriously, that's it. I've seen 2 other songbirds besides blue jays. So, ain't much going on. Was walking in here. Dad and I were kind of just exploring a little bit, and we had a plane, apparently. A plane. Interrupt what I was saying. But yeah, not really a lot happening besides the 2 squirrels he saw. So he stopped down there, and when he did that, there was 2 barking, and I got that on the GoPro, so I'll pop that into the video right about now. So yeah, that went on for about 5 or 6 minutes, and I didn't see either one of them. Dad sat down beneath them, and then I kept going. And what you do for that is that actually, when a squirrel is alert like that, and there were 2 of them, like I said, when they're alert like that and barking at you and squealing, if one person stays put and another person kind of walks off or moves around, the squirrels focus on the person that's walking. So that was me. And I kept walking, and I'm probably about 300 yards away from Dad now. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. Flicker. Yellow flicker just flew over. So I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with that. Like when I kept walking, I heard them, they kept chirping and barking at me. So they were still there. They were still focused on me. So if they get comfortable again and start working, moving, I feel pretty confident Dad can harvest a squirrel today as well. So where he was is kind of about 150 yards on the opposite side of those two big oak trees. The shorter tree is a red oak, and the taller tree is a white oak. And I don't know if you can focus in on there, but oh look, more birds, and they are blue jays. That is all that is flying. This is the most ridiculous flight that I have ever seen. Oh, and there's a big bumblebee back here too. I've seen him flying a bit. So I got something to keep me entertained. So when Dad and I got up to move, we did a bit of exploring. Ouch. And drove to the other end of the management area here, where it crosses over a river, and there's a boat launch in a couple places. And you know, that river, I gotta say, it looked super ducky. I would have loved to have the opportunity to go do a little hunting right there on that stretch of river, but that's gonna probably happen another time. There is a border. Oh look, another blue jay. There is a border along the majority of this wildlife management area that is actually a larger river in Virginia. A river I actually have done a bit of fishing in for smallmouth, and it's a really good smallmouth river. I'm going to stay here. Like I said, I haven't seen anything except for the blue jays flying. I haven't even seen a crow in probably an hour and a half now. There was a couple folks that showed up at the parking when Dad and I stopped, got done exploring and came back here because we were planning on setting up here for the afternoon. There's a lot more open spot, and this little clump of trees here will give us a bit more opportunity to find something to shoot. I'm guessing just because it's a bit more open. But yeah, when we got back, there were some folks that were just showing up. Another group of folks were just leaving. But the folks just showing up, they were bringing out a younger dog, Beagle, and they were going to be going to do some training, get the Beagle used to looking for squirrels and things like that, which remind me, I got to do that with one of my dogs. I really think one of my dogs would be fantastic for that. But she doesn't like to listen when she's off a leash, so that would limit things. But she's super alert, and she's definitely, she locks in on something. She's not going to lose focus at all, period, cut and dry. The dead cat on my microphone on this camera, she wants it. She wants to destroy it because it's gray, it's fluffy, and in the mount that it's in, it kind of wiggles whenever I'm carrying it. So it looks like something she wants to murder. So I do think she would be a great squirrel dog. I just don't know if she would be gun shy. So I guess that's what those folks were doing. And I don't know if they were just training the dog not to be gun shy or what, but yeah, we heard probably 10 shots. Majority were from a 22, but a couple shots were definitely a 20 gauge. Didn't sound like a 12 gauge, but it was a smaller shotgun, but a shotgun nonetheless. So I told him, I pointed him back in that direction when I got to the parking lot. I said, yeah, I already harvested one back there, and I think there's some more. So I hope they had some luck. I really do. It's really good to have everybody, to have the opportunity to come hunt in public land like this. So if it's here, take advantage. Well, that's cool. Got a biplane. Little biplane flying over. Unfortunately, that is all that's flying over. Those blue jays that I was talking about earlier, yeah, they're not even really flying anymore. You see one every now and then. There's a couple little songbirds that have started to come out, but no doves. No doves. Not 2 minutes after I decided to swap out ammo, put it in squirrel loads, and get packed up and start moving. A dove flew over. Right through here. Right through. Came from that direction, flew right over this power line where I was expecting him to fly down, and kind of skirted the woods over to there. It's good to know I'm going to be setting up here this afternoon with decoys, so at least there's a chance that some more are going to fly by. Pretty good. Afternoon update. It is currently, let's check the time, 2:12. Got about 4.5 hours of legal shooting light left, and the move has officially been made at this point. Went back to the truck, had a bit of a snacky snack, and grabbed a bit of a snooze because nothing was moving. But now that that's all done, we got everything set up again. So here's what we're looking at. That first flyaway heading down the hill I was telling you about earlier, got one of the Dove Mojos, as you can see. And off to the left, we have one line of decoys. In the center here, we've got the big Pigeon Mojo, and around it's kind of just a cluster of our darker Dove decoys. And off to the right here is a rather tilted Dove Mojo once again. And in amongst that, we have a single line of kind of medium color, not brightness, decoys heading off. So there's two straight lines kind of making perpendicular to give us more of a bulk to the spread, and three Mojos. In the dead center is a big group, and that group's probably about 25 yards. All the Mojos between 25 and 30 yards away from us, so that's going to be right around the average max shooting distance. I'm not going to take a poke at a dove past about 30 yards just because at this point I am not confident enough in my shooting skills, and I don't think Dad is either. How about that? So we're rusty when it comes to shooting at birds. So if any come by, we're going to do the best we can. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we can spot this for you. There's a whole formation of what looks like
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 9.
I saw 12.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what they were. Those were radial engines.
Yeah.
What, Hellcats?
It looked like a cross section of different
They did. But they were all radial engines.
World War II planes.
Warbirds. Nice. 4:45 check-in. My chair has broken. I am sitting on the ground now. Haven't seen anything except for 3 crows, several dozen blue jays, and a lot of cars and trucks driving in and out. I think the doves have vacated the premises. Of course, we saw one guy who was coming out. He was doing a little bow hunting. Talked to one guy when we were taking our lunch/nap break, and he said that they've been just hammering these fields since the season opened up. And of course, it's the first week in October, or starting the second week in October, so there's been over a month where these doves have been probably very heavily hunted Saturdays and Wednesdays, which for most of the wildlife management areas in Virginia, those are the only times that you can hunt doves, is Wednesdays and Saturdays. Might stick around for a little while longer, might pick up and head home early. If there's nothing moving, why waste the battery power in the Mojos, and why waste any extra time? Now, the day's not a waste for sure. It's a beautiful day. Spend it outside. Got all the fresh air you could possibly want. Yeah, we'll see what happens, and if we leave, we leave.
coming across that tree line there, there's nothing they could do but see right down this. See those wings coming at them.
They don't see straight down there, and they see
Yeah.
right over here along the power line. They see
yeah.
from the corner of that field, but if they were around, they would see what we're doing.
No, absolutely.
I just don't think they're around.
I don't think they are either, Adam.
What's that? Oh, wait, 5 blue jays. Flicker. So there's birds moving right now.
The birds are moving, is correct.
Just not the ones we want.
See it over there in the top?
Yeah, blue jay, another one.
On top of that tree.
Well, that blue jay signified the end of the attempt to harvest any doves today. It's about 5:30. I've never seen more blue jays in one area ever in my entire life. But that's all that's been moving besides a couple crows. So there's no doves here to speak of, except the first one I saw before even shooting light was, a couple minutes before then. And I saw one more zip through the field out of range earlier. It's... Oh well, we gave it a full send. We gave it a try. It was an experiment we kind of knew going in. Today was going to be a blind stab at whatever might happen. And it just didn't work. But still got experience being out here. Still got a squirrel, so that's going to be added to the pot for whatever recipes happen to be coming down the pipe. But that's another episode. That's all I got for you right now, so like I always say, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.